Excel's made a ton of changes over the years, but probably none are bigger than the Copilot updates I'm about to show you in this video. Let's get into it. First up, we've got auto-completing formulas with Copilot, and for this here, we've got a data set where we have some salespeople and we've got their sales over the year. And so suppose we want to find out the total sales. You might think of using the sum formula, but actually you can just type the equal sign, and you'll notice if you give it a second, Excel starts to generate an answer for you. In this case, it's just summing the 4 values, and hit enter. So that's the auto completion feature that I'm referring to. Double click there to take it all the way to the bottom. Now for the average by quarter, that would be the average formula, or again, we can just type the equal sign, and in this case, it suggests the average formula for us directly. It's also selected the right area, and you might wonder, how is it able to find this if I'm just typing the equal sign? And that's actually because it's able to read the context like what it says on the header. Now let's take it up a tier with something a bit more difficult that requires a few different calculations. For instance, over here, finding the growth of the fourth quarter versus the first one. We can just type equals again, and because it has the context of the header, you can see it selected Q4, Q1, and that division to find the percentage growth there. So that would be 23% growth over the course of those 4 quarters. Now for an even harder example with some commissions, you'll notice up here I've got some tiers where I'm saying you should be a bronze if your total sales are less than 600k, between 600 and 900 silver, and then above 900 should be gold. So for something like this, you would typically do an if statement, and let's see if this tool is able to detect that as well. So I'm just putting an equal sign in here, and you'll notice it's taking those total sales and it's created the if statement exactly like we have it up here in the instructions. Hit enter there, this one's silver, that makes sense, and this one's above 1 million, so it should be in gold, and as you can see, that's currently the case. Finally, for the last example in this scenario, suppose we want to find out the work emails for all of these employees. Here we've got the pattern where we want to have an @xyz.com at the very end. For something like this, you might think of just using the flash fill. So the idea is that you type it in for the first one, daniela.rossi@xyz.com. So that first one's typed, and then you just press Ctrl E to drag that all the way down to the bottom. And you notice that's working great. So you might wonder, why bother using that Copilot feature if you can just use the flash fill? And the reason is, if I change the name over here to somebody else, like Kenji, let's suppose, you notice that this email doesn't update. That's because all of these figures here are using hard-coded values with that flash fill, hence why they're not updating. So that's definitely not a best practice. So let me go back here, and instead what we'll do is just type the equal sign, and you'll notice it's going to suggest this time a slightly more complex formula. And let's try this one out. So we'll double click here, and the reason it's such a complex formula is because names are very inconsistent. Some are longer, some are shorter. And if this was me on my own, I probably wouldn't have been able to write such a complex formula, accounting for all of the different name character ranges. And keep in mind, these Copilot features are still being rolled out. So in my case here, I had to use Excel for the web as it wasn't available in my desktop version just yet. Before we look at more exciting Copilot features, you might have noticed the location of the Copilot button is now just here on the bottom. It's no longer available on the top over here as an add-in. Then when you hover over it, you'll notice that it activates, and from here we can do different things. Personally, I find it a bit annoying that it's inside of the Excel file, but you can do some things to change it. Just right click on it and here go to Dock. When you do that, you'll notice you can move it over to the side like this, or alternatively, you can right click and move to the ribbon, which is up here on the top. So now it doesn't bother you as you do the analysis. If you want to move it back to where it was originally, all you need to do is click on this drop down and go to move out of ribbon. Now we have it down over here. Great. Now looking at the Copilot function, it now has some serious upgrades. But firstly, let's recap what it's able to do. For example, over here, you'll notice that I have all of these names that have John. They've also got a Mr., a Doctor, Mrs. So it's really hard to just extract the first name. That's where we would use something like the Copilot function by typing it in here. And as the prompt, we can type in quotations, extract close those quotations, comma, and as the context, we want to extract both the first name and the last name, comma. And then the second part of the prompt is from this list, and we just want to select the exact list. So you'll notice here, we're able to give it context with those commas, and whenever we have text, we want to make sure we put that in quotations. Now hit enter there, And you'll see it's been able to extract the first name and the last name, and it's omitting all of the things like the doctor or the professor, which we don't quite want. The nice thing about this is that it's also dynamic. So here, instead of Mr. John, if I type Mr. Kenji, you'll notice it's going to refresh. As you can see, here is the updated version. In case you don't think this is such a useful tool, let me show you another example where I really find there's a lot of value in it. And it's this one right here, where we've got some different transactions and we want to categorize them based on this list. That said, you can't really use an XLOOKUP or a VLOOKUP or anything like that because there's no exact matches at all. Starbucks coffee is food, of course, but there's no clear pattern here to detect it with an XLOOKUP. So instead, what we do is type Copilot again, and as the prompt will say, from these categories, select the right categories right here, and in quotations again will say assign them to these transactions, comma again, and the context number 2 is gonna be all of the different transactions, and hit enter. And you can see that Starbucks is clearly food. For something like a Zara shopping, it knows it's shopping, and even something less obvious like an Uber ride, it knows it's part of transport. That's the idea with the Copilot function, but actually up till now it was using a static dataset. That means that it just had a lot of data already uploaded, but it didn't have an element of looking at things on the internet and finding the live information. That's particularly important for something like the stock price of a company. But with the new Copilot updates, we also have that available. Here as a prompt, we can say from these companies, close the quotations, comma, as the context, we'll select all of the tickers, and then we'll say as prompt number 2, find this data for each, close the quotations, and as the context number 2, we'll select the 3 headers that we want to get the answers of. You can see here it's found the relevant information. For Nvidia, it's saying the stock price is 205.19. So let's verify this on the internet. As you can see right here, 205.19 is the right number, at least based on the time of my recording. And if you want to make sure you're up to date on the latest AI tools to boost your work productivity, then I'd recommend you check out our AI for Business and Finance course. It's designed for non-technical people, and you'll start by learning the essential concepts like tokens, agents, and more. Then we'll get hands-on with today's top tools and how to get the most out of them with prompt engineering. Then we'll dive into AI-powered data analysis with tools like Copilot, Julius, and Bricks, and even build websites, repayment calculators, and budget planners without writing any code. Finally, we'll apply everything to real-world business scenarios like using agents to automate market research, custom GPTs to analyze financials, and much more. So click on the link in the description below to get started with our AI for Business and Finance course today. All the scenarios we've seen so far simply covered one task, but if you want to have something that has a multitask process, then you're probably better off opening up the Copilot button. So over here is some context with the data we're working with, and suppose that we just want to clean up this data set. So there's a few things that I don't quite like. For instance, the dates are a bit inconsistent. Same thing over with the amounts. So let's see if we can clean that up. For this, we're going to click on the Copilot button over to the side, and you'll notice there's a few upgrades to Copilot. First up, we've got this allow editing view. So let's click on that, and you can also just plan things. So something like this makes more sense if you just want to make sure it's going to do the right thing before it goes ahead and makes changes to your file. So let's click on that option. Also, you might have noticed up here, we have this auto button, and this is for choosing which AI model you want. In my case, I have these two, but there's also some Claude ones available depending on your Excel version. So here I've added this prompt under the plan view so you can see what that looks like. Clean up this dataset, the dates should be all consistent, the text values should use proper formatting, and also the numbers should be consistent. So let's run that and see what it does. So now, instead of just making the changes, it says, here's my plan before I make any changes to the workbook. So it's saying, I want to do this to the date, so convert them into this format. Then for the employee column, so this one right here that has inconsistent capital letters like this one right here, or this one all in lowercase, it's going to make that consistent with the proper formatting. And then for the amounts, it's going to change them to $0.00. And so if you're happy with it, all you need to do is now press on proceed. It's all done now, so we can click on OK. And you can see here the dates are nicely consistent. Same thing with the numbers, they're all with the dollar signs and 2 decimal places. And then things like the employee names are nice and clean as well. If you want to see what exact changes this AI made for you, you can go to the review part and see step by step exactly what it's done. I'm going to click here on show changes, and you'll notice it's showing us step by step all of the different changes that it's made. I can go ahead and see the changes in here, and now you can see exactly cell by cell what it's done. One of the most common frustrations with AI tools that we hear is that they're not consistent in their answers. To mitigate that, in Copilot, we now have a personalized feature that's actually a bit hidden. You just need to go over to settings up here and click on personalization. You'll notice in my case, I have, when possible, use VLOOKUP instead of XLOOKUP. Something like this can be useful if your colleagues don't have XLOOKUP available, as it's a newer Excel function, so you just want to make sure you use VLOOKUP so that this doesn't show up as a broken formula. And then I also want to format the financial numbers, like the stock prices, in dollar signs and have 2 decimal places at the end. With that customization done, let's actually test it out and see if it works correctly over here. So for the product name, in this case, I would need to do something like an XLOOKUP, where I'm trying to find, based on this product ID, match it over to this one and find out the product name based off of this table to the side. So we're gonna head over to the allow editing mode, and this time as the prompt, right, calculate the product name, unit cost, and revenue. So we wanna see, one, if it uses the right formula, so it should use VLOOKUP, and two, if it uses 2 decimal places. So I'm just gonna press on done here, and you'll notice first it's using VLOOKUP instead of XLOOKUP. So that's exactly what we said in the personalize area. And over here, it's using the dollar sign and the 2 decimal places. So that's looking great. While these new upgrades are awesome, I still find that Copilot is lagging behind some other AI tools. For example, with Claude in Excel, you're able to turn an Excel dataset into a PowerPoint presentation automatically in just a few seconds. You can learn how to do that with this video over here, or you can take our AI course over here. Hit that like and that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.